welcome back everyone. Here we are breaking into the third week of this build. I'm noticing those mirrors in the back at the different angles really does have a sort of weird effect on the, sort of creates, I'm not sure what kind of illusion it creates, but it does definitely breaks things up a little bit, so that's an interesting thing. I think it really came together. It actually got to trim some glue off up here, but it lined up pretty close on that one. I'm not exactly flush, but it's, let's say, within my tolerance, I'd say. Likewise on the front here, I'm a little low. I didn't get it high enough there, but I think it's, like I say, within tolerance. It's not, this one, these are the ones that, I sort of feel like if you get close, you're doing pretty good. Like I said last night, really nice lighting in there, good, plenty of light to go around to see everything, and it may not show up that well back there, but that green light behind that bush, it really does stand out. I don't know if it translates to camera, but it does in person. It really has a nice green tint back there. All right, but if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. If you see any kits or builds or sets or anything that you'd like me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. Alright, and speaking of inevitable mistakes, I was on the right. I was on Snoopy and I just moved away from him. Excuse me. Well, I guess I could turn my lights back on. I was talking last night, our little table back here ended up behind our tree, so I'd like to move it out a little bit, but that's going to be some tight quarters. But I just happen to have the tool that I think will do it. Grabber extension dealio. So let's find out if I can get back there with any measure of success and pop that thing off and reestablish. It's holding on there. Okay, there we go. Got it out. Got a good bit of, got a bald spot back there now. Let's see. Yeah, the glue did stick to the base here. See if I can get that peeled off. So I'm just get a new, fresh coat on there, maybe. Yeah, I think it's gonna cooperate with me here. Got a little bit of that crepe paper off the edge, but. Have to, I think it's going to come out. I can snip it off. I can slice off another layer. There it went. Alright. So now my plan is to put it back about right here. I'm probably going to put it on top, almost on top of our first stepping stone there, just to get it out in front of our little tree there. A little bush or fruit tree or whatever that actually is. I'm not real sure, to be honest. Get you positioned in there so we can show our little decorations when I go back in. I'm thinking about like that. I'd rather see this than I'm going to give up on seeing the stools from the front. So I think this is a better piece. So I'm going to get you positioned. Glava glue on there. Back in and down. Alright. Yeah, that suits me much better. You can actually see the little guy. Okay. And so you can see the stool in the mirror reflection back there too, so it's not a total loss. Okay. Little-ish. Alright. So that mistake, or little error fixed. Let's see, what am I doing next? Okay, so we're gonna put some more decoration. Now I'm gonna turn my lights off. Decoration's going on here, and I've still got. Supposed to put that little. I think I might have put it in here. Yeah, no. Put that little piece that I gotta stick to the front of our mountain up there, but Did I put it in here? I might have. Little blue half moon dealio. No, did not. I've been moving it around so I wouldn't lose it. I think I've lost it now. Ah, there it is. Found it over on my standby tray. Okay. So we can get through all this tonight. I think I'll be happy with our progress. So let's get these guys broken up. Okay, so this thing probably this guy, like I say, it's supposed to go down at the base of our little mountainside condo complex, is what I'm taking to calling it. So I may end up using this guy again. Thinking right in there. I don't know if I can. The tweezers might actually be better on that. It's not that far in. A little more delicate control with the tweezers. Let's see if they're. Yeah, I can reach that there. Okay. I think I'll go with the old B7000 for that. Okay. Back in place. Grab it over off to the side there, so I do a generous dollop. There. Trying to see if it'll. It's not going to focus on it, but it's a generous dollop. And then just pop you not there. Try again. Okay. Had it and lost it. Third try's the charm. Or doing the same thing over and over again is a sign of insanity. Okay. There we go. Now it's doing the same thing over and over again expecting different results. That's the insanity part. Okay. So we got our... And yeah, you can sort of see it back there in the mirror. But the only time you'll see that. Okay. Then let's see where it is. Got us a little ladder. Trying to see where. Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, we're supposed to mount this little ladder after they put the sides on back there on top of our ladybug stool. So that's just not going to happen. I'm going to find a better place up here. That's too cool of a little detail to get rid of, not have front and center, I think. I'll probably put it on this edge somewhere maybe. We got a little ledge here to climb up to from this side. Instead, we're not going to use our rope ladders. What I've just about decided that black one is. Get light in there. Okay. But let's say that's we're going to make our put our door in first. I think. Got to make a couple more of those. They've been doing with these guys, the cross members. Okay. And okay. Cross. Okay. I'll let you aside to dry. And our little stool dealio goes right here in this corner, it says, like, I think like so. Here's the plan. That might be a good spot for our ladder too. No, just glad I put the little structure on the inside on that because it's going everywhere. Another generous dollop on the bottom, and like that. So probably a good bead up the backside too here while I'm at it. How tall is this ladder in relation to that? Not quite tall enough to get up to our top level here, so I think I'm probably going to end up, like I said, somewhere in that range, that area. Ooh, what is it? It's almost the perfect size for that little ledge, so I think that may be home for it. Just going to end up putting some plants on there in a minute or two. Yeah, I think that, I think that's a cool little ladder, so I want to make sure I can get it very visible. And I guess I could actually do that right now because we're just waiting on glue to dry now. So let's do the top and the bottoms. Clean off my glue nozzle for that. It was getting pretty gunky. And let's see. Okay. Now we need to make some more of our little pink flowers again. So that's these two guys. And maybe a little more pink fuzz. And we're gonna go. I'm too zoomed in now. Flowers are going to go one up on the top of our little shelf here and one over in this little corner there. So, let's see. There we go. Maybe. Nope. Okay. Some ends here. And in. I'm going a little overboard on the glue on that one. Okay. And for that, I believe I'm going to go back to the hot glue. That corner there, actually, we got something else to go in the corner, so we'll go to the front of the. Looks like I should use the hot glue on the actual shelf or whatever that is now. It's moving around on me. Okay. See, I don't understand how they thought we was going to be able to glue anything on top of crepe paper on top of crepe paper without it just accordioning down on us. That word shouldn't be that hard to say. Okay. Now, one more time with the other little guy here. Maybe not go as extensive. That's some pretty thick flowerage there. So, see, I'm going to go in like that. Actually, I'm going to take off a little bit more right there. I think I don't have much room on that corner, so I'm going to make a little bit smaller plant. That on there. Just try and wedge it all the way back in that corner, I believe. And maybe try and hit every other one on this one. One more. Still went pretty thick on it. Strings. There. Okay. And somehow I missed. It's supposed to be one of these big purple guys on here too. Okay. So. Glue, I think, because this is going to be, got to punch it down behind our first pink flower. So, dab on there, just copy in there. Sort of obscure our lights a little bit there on the sides. So still going to give us some good illumination there. And this one. Cap to my B7000. I'll put that on right quick before I forget it. Our old fern fronds. Try and do the sort of the same thing here. Back in there. And I'll put they say a fern frond over here, but I think I'm going to have it over here to sort of try and hide our little. I'm still not totally sold on our little ledge there, but I sort of have it sticking out from behind, I believe. Let's see. This side out. Yeah. So glue on this side. You down in there and sort of have that curve go up to the inside, get back in there. Okay, I got that so far. Okay. Now, I think our little door should be dry enough to mount. I think it's going to go right here on this front little nook right there. We're trying to cover up some of our crepe paper folds, I believe. I'm going to stick with the hot glue just because that's what I'm feeling right now. Okay. And actually, let's see, this is supposed to go in the corner there, so I want, well, one of those. I'm just going to use that little bit that I just popped off. But this guy goes up here. That's where it's going to end up going. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's sort of about where they had him in there. Just no flowers on this one, just the spiky bit. Okay. And I guess actually we're at the, that's our floor done. Well, I do need to put a few rocks in. Yeah, they're there. They were sort of scattered around here just to little details, just like we did on this side. Don't think it's quite as extensive. A few of them in there. I think I can do that with my B7000 a little bit easier than I can the hot glue. Maybe. Just a few here and there. Get the I don't want to go in front of my door. So that's I think I'm going to actually put one or two up here on this very top level. Just maybe these smaller ones. See, just a little extra detail. Ooh, that one looks cool, that white one. Quartz, clear looking thing. Okay. I'm at 24 minutes. Okay. So now I think we can start working on our upper trees. Clean up our gravel. It says there are marks on here for where to mount these tree branches. Another bird house, fairy house, whatever. Okay, yeah, there are. They have the little blanks left out where they're gonna go. Okay, so cool. Obviously, we start at the back with the big guy. Who gets the? Let's see, that's gonna be middle one, it's a smaller footprint, and then this is the front one, which is where our birdhouse goes on the bottom of this one. So let's go ahead and pop that in right now. Gonna be another crooked birdhouse, I think. I forgot this isn't. Okay, maybe I ought to be close. Yeah, that's not bad. If it sits like that. Okay, but now let's say start at the back and just kind of go with the hot glue again, just because it's vertical. there, and generous bead all the way down, I think. I meant to start using, I should have used some of the B7000 on that too, but I forgot. Pressure. Okay, oh, that's, those wires were the, we call it some of the strings. Okay, so we got some depth going on our tree there. Now the middle one. This will get a little extra on our things. Let me clean off that paper on the back, I hope. Get it flush. Okay. Let's see, we're going in right there. I think actually I should be able to do that in my hand. Generous. Time for another glue stick. Okay. Thought I was gonna get through that. Somewhere in my house I've got those extra long glue sticks that I'll probably convert to quick enough, but I'll burn through the ones that came with the gun first. Okay. There, and get over there without knocking everything else off. Alright. Now we're down to our front one, which should be the easiest because I've actually got room to maneuver here and pop that in place there. I'm going to hit that, make sure I've got a good flat surface on that. I don't think it feels not flat. Just hit it with my file and try and make sure it's nice and even. It may have been perfectly fine. And I put the birdhouse on backwards anyway. Okay, so undo that. I hope. Come off there. Make it work. Okay. Hot glue. Reattach that guy. Yeah, cause I got had my crossbar showing towards the front, and I think that's slightly better looking. Even with all the strings coming off of it. I guess they can do spider webs. It's out in the woods. Okay, now. Ease you into place. Okay. There we go. Got our trees in place. I'm pretty sure that's most of our interior done. What's next? Oh, yeah, this will be cool. This will take 5 or 10 minutes. That'll be a good time to get some little decorative crystals that are supposed to go. Supposed to be 3 lights showing somewhere here. It says to do it 3 times. Are we doing it? Actually, I think we're supposed to put all 3 of them on one. Is there one back here? See that wire going down there? Is that... Where's that light going? Okay, yeah, there is one trapped behind our mirror there. I didn't... Okay, that's right, yeah, because it kept getting in the way, so I tucked it back there. I done forgot about it. Okay, but we're supposed to, evidently, supposed to glue, focus, not on this, on that. Those 3 guys are supposed to go around this light sort of be here in the middle. So it's sort of, okay, so it's going to be like our main central light, it looks like. It's sort of just floating there. Okay, that'll be interesting. It says encircle it around the lamp line and stick it. Do these? Okay, they do, you know, they do go together. They're, you know, they're beads and they're designed to make a solidish thing. So how does that work here? Maybe. Okay, maybe do one on each side and another one across the middle here, I think. So it's to encircle, so that's one like this. So I'm going to have a pretty big, if I do most of the gluing behind the light, that should, yeah, that should give us a good effect, I think. Okay, so I'm going to start, hopefully not burning myself here. Okay. Enough glue stickum left there to stay on. Okay, cool. Now let's see what happened. Okay, yeah, that does do a pretty good job of catching the light. I'd like it a little bit further down, but I think it's going to be okay. Gives a nice effect there. Excellent. So then you, like I said, just sort of our central Firefly. There, let's, okay, how's that look with the, it's not super bright, but it has a nice effect, sort of distributes the light a little bit more. It's not as striking in person as it is there on camera. Okay, dig it. And I'm going, like I said, I thought I was going to have to do that on 3 different lights. I'm caught up to where I was, but where I planned to stop tonight, but that was a little quick, so let me grab, I'll do a little cutting. I gotta do, maybe I'll get this part mounted. Trimmed out. Pretty light on that one, evidently. Okay. Get this thing cut out and mounted on tonight, and we'll be ready to hit the ground running tomorrow. Okay. And actually, I found that other knife does a good job on the long straight lines. I'll probably have to use the X-Acto on the corners in here, but the outer edges, this one has really been impressing me. Onto the line. To a corner there, that'll be alright. on that corner too. That corner's giving me some trouble. Okay. I sort of wish I had a legit scalpel holder for this. I may have to look into that, because this is not this. I like this thing as far as putting the blade away, so I know I'm not going to cut myself with it, but I don't like. I'm not. This is not very ergonomic on the actual handle. Went wavy on this one. Corners with this. Yeah, alright. I'm not going to do that one because I'm going to replace my switch with a button again. So this part's going to end up being solid anyway, so I'm not going to worry about making the that's where they have a battery tray. They make a sort of battery tray on that, so mine's it's going to be solid, so I'm not going to worry about that. Grab the frame. Should be in this bag. Frame. It's green. It's brown on theirs, on the picture. Pretty good about lining up on these. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's right. It is supposed to have a top flap because that's going to cover the roof. Okay, so it is supposed to overhang on the top. I've learned that lesson the hard way before too. So that should line it up with the bottom. Yeah, that lines up fairly good with the, yeah, okay. So, let's get us some B7000 out here. And widen it out just a shade. Right. I'm going to do a nice bead. Nice and light along those three. I'm just going to do the dots on the sides. Okay. Now, drop you on. inside the frame, so I'm really hoping to get lined up. Alright. And let's say I'll have to, since I'm replacing that switch, I will have to do a few modifications on the steps next, I think. So that'll probably I'll probably do that right off the bat tomorrow, I think. Let's see what else is shaking tomorrow. Let me check. Yeah, once we get done with putting the top one on, yeah, we pull the wires through where I end up putting the hole, and then basically we're putting the sides on, and then we're going to come back and put the roof on. Okay, the roof is actually, okay, the roof is, hadn't realized that, but it's got, that's got some more astroturf going on here, and it has like a little greenhouse arboretum up top there. That'll be cool. Okay. Then we do our, like I said, there's that battery tray I was telling you about, so that's why I'll probably grab that tomorrow and mount it in place so I can get my switch in and have everything ready to go. Because it looks like, yeah, everything else is just sort of, I'm going to skip to this end, then I'll go back and do this side, do the roof. I'll do, yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. Gonna solder it up, put the sides on, then I'll skip to putting this on to mount my switch, and then we'll go start building on the roof. Okay. And I'll forget this by tomorrow, so we'll see if it actually goes through with that. But that is where we're going to stop tonight, because I think it's ample long enough. Got, you know, like I say, more details in. It's a really busy build, but I'm liking it. I think it's good. It's all these little bitty details that you would think would be overwhelming, but I think it really does come together good. But like I say, that's where we're going to stop. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel there where I don't know what, I'm going to do a little experiment. I guess it'll actually be today by the time we do this. There's what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over here is the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.